everyone, it's Kay. Sorry about no new videos lately. I finished the 40 challenges a few weeks ago, so I have been on a break from PoE. Anyway, this video is a late league update for double clusters, which is probably the best endgame build option in 3.10. It has high damage, good survivability, and a reasonable cost. Before I explain the build, I will showcase some gameplay. The first showcase will be T16 mapping with redemption sentries. And the second showcase will be endgame bossing with redemption knights. You can actually use either Spectre for all content, but I like to swap. Redemption sentries are better for mapping because they shoot projectiles. They can clear a lot of monsters with PS and multiple projectiles. However, there's some DPS downtime because of the low APS and switching between abilities, so there are times when there feels like no damage. Projectiles also have a travel time, so if a boss moves, the projectiles can actually miss. This is why I don't use them for endgame bossing. You can also notice that my cast bar is almost empty. For easy mapping, I have curse linked to blasphemy and my EE is triggered with my wand. I'll explain more later. In this person showcase, I will show the knights taking on Elder, Shaper, Uber Elder, the 4 conquerors, and Sirus. I prefer knights for endgame bosses because they have constant DPS uptime. They use 2 abilities that do the same damage, and there is no delay because they use melee attacks. They also have fast movement speed to chase the boss. Overall, they do enough DPS to skip boss mechanics.
I cannot lose them.
They lied to you, Father. I'm your true memory.
Save them. The path must be sacrificed.
Need exile, quickly!
Irrelevant. Putrefy, rot, spoil, and fester.
Exile, do something!
Cast you into a pit of infinite torture.
Welcome! Time has no meaning here. Your pain will be ended. I thought myself better than you. But you and I are bound to waltz together forever.
I've killed countless thousands. What more? With your death, this nightmare will finally end. Kill me 1,000 times. Those were just dreams.
Unfortunately, I died trying to pull Sirus down quickly in the third phase. I didn't notice the storm had started moving. Whoops.
The others found strength in their projections. They became reliant on it. It's like
This city is nothing. You are nothing.
I felt
The big damage boost comes from double clusters, but because each cluster needs about 22 passive points, I completely changed the passive tree. It now passes around the top left. I think the new passing is really efficient. It passes by a lot of useful notables with not many trouble passives. You might be surprised that I stopped using Mom. As you know, the Devouring Diadem gives Eldritch Battery, which uses ES instead of mana, and you lose the total HP of life plus ES. I fixed this with Mind Over Matter in the EV and Mom build. But if you take some big hits, you will have no ES and you can't cast Flame Dash to get out of danger. So I stopped using Mom. This means ES is just used for mana. The total HP is lower, but it feels a lot safer actually. I changed the body armor craft to 8% life and mana as well. I'm using a medium Thread of Hope here to get Ravenous Hold and Cruel Prep. I stopped using Unending Hunger. I don't notice a big loss of mapping speed, and it's totally useless for endgame bossing. If you want to use it, you can use the socket next to Devotion. There's 40 ints within the radius, so it will work. I recommend Hybrid Aura crates for the cluster jewels. It's a lot cheaper than Megas with Vicious Bite. You also don't need to rely on power charges to get big DPS because the aura stacking boosts hit rate to 82% gain and 60% more. So you will need the following cluster jewels. 2 8 passive large jewels with Renewal Vicious Bite, 15 Fiends and 2 sockets. This boosts Spectre damage, crit and regen. 4 5 passive medium jewels with Precise Commander, Vengeful Commander and 1 socket. This will boost your Hatred Aura and Spectre crit. 3 3 passive small jewels with Surging Vitality. This will give you 48% increased life and a 30% life regen every 5 seconds. 1 2 passive small jewel with Enduring Composure. This will give you endurance charges when you get hit, which is basically all the time. The Redemption Knights and Sentries use 4 gems that are the same. Raise Spectre, Minion Damage, Death Mark, Eerie Damage. The next 2 gems are different colors, so you will need 2 white sockets if you want to swap Spectres. When I use Sentries for mapping, I like to use PS plus LMP. You can also use GMP, but it will drop the DPS a lot. And when I swap to Knights for endgame bossing, I use melee phase and March Strike. If you stick to one Spectre, then for Sentries, swap MMP with Vicious Projectile. And for Knights, swap March Strike for Splash when mapping. In the mapping showcase, you can see my empty cast bar. I link my curse to Blasphemy and have my EE on trigger. This makes mapping faster and safer because I don't stop moving. To do this, I take off Frostbite, Curse on Hit, and Stormbrand, and use Assassin's Mark, Blasphemy, and Enlighten. For auto EE, you need a trigger weapon with added fire or lightning damage. Then use Desecrate, Blade Vortex, and Flesh Offering. And you will also need to replace skitters with Enlighten to reduce mana reserve. So when mapping, I use Flame Dash to trigger Blade Vortex, and because I have added fire damage, it will proc EE. Don't forget, phasing from a watcher's eye is really important because it prevents body blocking. You can also use a quartz flask, but it is less efficient. Lastly, your minions will have lower HP with this new tree, so you might want to link Empower with your AG to keep it alive. The Spectres will be fine though. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please check the forum guide for more details. Thanks for watching, bye!